Yeah.
I thought you were the drink.
Also called the tart face sometimes.
Because he's sweet in the cut.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Ah.
You know me.
Alright. Why are we here today, Saeed? Because we're thirsty.
Yeah.
Because everyone's thirsty. Got that Monster Hunter Wilds, baby. We got that Monster Hunter Wilds beta. It's up.
Finally.
I don't even want to fucking waste any more time doing the intro. I just want to get right into it.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about with the UI? Did you want to start with the UI? Did you want to start with...
No.
I know you had some...
We'll go with some good things first. Let's talk about some good things first. You can talk about the UI later. You know, the good way to always structure things in live feedback is like a sandwich, man. You need like...
Compliment sandwich?
Yeah, the compliment sandwich. Classic. Very classic stuff.
Okay, so what's your bread for your compliment sandwich for Monster Hunter Wilds?
Yes, let's start with some compliments. One, the budget.
What?
The budget. I don't know if you've hit the return to title button yet, but there's a nice little animation where like you return to the title screen, you come out like a mug.
Oh, dude!
Yeah, like all the animation work. Budget.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I guess I would call it like or like file that under immersion.
Why is there even a whole animation for returning to the title screen? You know? It's just when you have another couple of $1 million laying around, you know, like why not? You know, it's nice.
I don't know. I don't know if it's like that, but I do
like that. I mean, it is like that, man.
I fucking hate when people use buzzwords, but the immersiveness of you fucking boot into game and you're like, why is the fucking screen brown? And then like the textures load in all the way, hopefully, depending on what your rig is.
Remember, it's the sandwich.
And then you're just like looking in the mug and it's like, oh fuck! I was like, the first time they did that, I was so proud. I was like, yes,
it's very
they
nice.
Still got it.
It's so nice. It's those touches that only like a triple. And that's why I like modern Capcom games, that they really take that AAA budget and you can really see it on the screen, you know. And like I think the loading screens and the return to title screen and the even the initial title screen are good examples of like, you know, what I want to see on my AAA games. You know, I want to see that budget really do cool things, you know? Does it matter all the time? Not really. It could just be a loading screen, but it's cool to see, you know? It's cool. So, like, I'll start out by just saying, like, a lot of the visual flair in the game in general, a lot of the presentation is, of course, top-notch for Capcom these days, but they've really taken it to a level in some places, and Wilds, I was very surprised.
Okay, I agree with you. This is actually... okay, good job. You've driven the compliment sandwich to a point where I can jump on the sandwich. The sandwich wagon. I realized when I was thinking about my compliment sandwich, I looked down at my notes here. I only wrote down negative. And that's not because I feel negatively about Monster Hunter Wilds. I love the game. I love Monster Hunter Wilds a fucking lot already. But I had a lot of things that I was surprised that I was negative about that I wanted to write down, and I just realized I didn't write any positives down. So... consequently, I like that you bring up how good the game looks, because honestly, the whole first 10-15 minutes of playing it is like beautiful.
Yeah.
The opening little story quest, the way they have it in the demo, where you kind of just, it's like they blur the line. Game developers and publishers and marketing firms and shit have been pushing this phrase. They've been selling you this concept for a long time, but it's never been true like it is. This is actually true this time, but they have blurred the line between cutscene and gameplay, baby. Like, it's fucking... You're watching the cutscene, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh fuck, I was supposed to be at the controller playing the game.
Yeah.
And, God, just like... Once all the textures are loaded in, and dude, everything looks so good. And for me, it's running pretty good. But I'm playing it on my wife's boyfriend's PC, and it's pretty beefy. It's pretty good.
The game is also running pretty good for me, but I'm also running it on my PC, which is also pretty decent as well.
Speaking of decent hardware, I just wanted to take this moment to shout out to those of you who may be first-time listeners. Hey, it's our first time too. First-time podcasters. Just wanted to shout that out in case you're wondering why the audio quality is so bad. Don't worry, I know, and I'll be fixing it next week. We're gonna go for a better setup, different angles, much better mics. It's gonna be completely different. It's gonna be like. I'm trying to promise you what Trump promises in the campaigns, like literally everything. I'm giving you the world, baby.
It's really funny that by the time we go to the next episode, how you have the decision. So, no, I believe in. I think we should get into the next topic. So we started with something good. The overall the overall immersiveness of like the title screens and all the loading screens and such. Let's get into a negative.
I mean, I feel like we should keep going on the positive before we get into a negative.
No, let's get into it. Let's get into it. What do you got for me?
From me? No, I don't want to give my.
Okay,
I know I told you before.
I'll give a hot take then. Let me give a hot take then.
I know before we were recording, I told you that we were going to give people the honest truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, the thirsty.
But don't don't have too many hot takes. Don't piss anyone off. So
no, I'll give a hot take. If you want a hot take, I can give a hot take.
No. Just make me one promise.
What?
You won't say the N-word.
No, I won't say the N-word. I'll give my hot take. Here's my hot take. I think this first zone feels like a second zone to me.
Well, the desert always is the second zone, isn't it?
Yeah. But this is supposed to be like a mountainous kind of plainsy.
Bro, half of it is the desert.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
and the other half is like plainsy mountains, which is cool.
Yeah, and it's not really working for me. The first zone's not really working for me right now.
No,
as a first zone.
That is a fucking hot take. Are you shitting? Well, it's not going to be our first zone, is it?
Yeah, I think right. I'm pretty sure.
Probably, I guess.
Yeah, I think this is the first zone. It's
not really working for me. Well, no, I don't know, because in the world beta, weren't you in like the Elder's Recess or some shit fighting? Like,
no.
Because you got to fight Nergigante. Were you fighting Nergigante in the fucking ancient forest?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's.
Yeah, this is the first. So, this is the first zone.
This is not my first Monster Hunter game, but this is my first Monster Hunter demo that I've played.
Yeah.
Man, Windward Plains being the starting area. Am I okay with that? Like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's okay for a starting zone, but
I think it's good. I guess if it is like the first starting zone, you want like kind of more meat to explore.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. Oh, I don't know about that. I haven't gotten to explore. I've only had the game in my hands for like 8 to 10 hours.
These are first impressions because I say this, but I followed Raid out and like I don't know where you took me, but some like it was almost like a Coral Highlands kind of zone. Like these. Weird,
like a third
rocks.
of the map is that. Yeah, like these weird, they're like coral-looking rocks where they're like, they look like dead tree branches, but they're rocks, kind of.
Yeah. I was fighting him in that zone. He'd use his lightning things and like make the whole ground almost like light up. I was like, this is pretty cool. This part of the map is pretty cool.
When we go back to positives, we'll get into the effects.
Yeah. But that's my first big criticism I have is that this first zone's not really working for a first zone for me. I like how colorful like the ancient forest was, for example. I like the island from Monster Hunter Tri, for example. Like these are very you get a real sense of adventure. I'm not really feeling the adventure from like fucking Pakistan.
I don't know if I agree with you. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. I think the Windward Plains is pretty sick, bro. Like
I do like it.
Is it as sick as I know Monster Hunter can get? No, not necessarily, but like I haven't explored all.
Same here.
I haven't explored all of it, and a big part of I realized in Rise and Sunbreak that a big part of how good I think the maps are is that's not true. A big part of how enjoyable I think the maps are is directly linked to how much or how well the monsters can play on those maps.
Yes.
So, like example, guiding lands. I love the guiding lands in Iceborne. Yeah. Part of I'm one of those people. Just if you're one of those people that hates the grinding lands, I'm sorry. Like conceptually, like I should hate it, but it's fun. It's so much fun. And why I think it's so much fun is because pretty much every, not every, but like so much of the map, the actual physical map and geography of the guiding lands is usable and will be played on in monster fights.
Correct.
Rise has the opposite problem. Like in Rise, 70 to 80% of the map won't be fucking touched by the monsters, and they'll never go there. They go to the same 2 or 3 locations, especially like the plains, which is like Sandy Plains is like in Rise is like honestly maybe one of the best maps in the game, maybe the best map in the game. I really like the map. Yeah. That's probably my favorite map. Like I like that map a lot.
Yeah, that one's good.
But it's the worst to actually play on when you're hunting because the monsters only they congeal in like 2 locations.
Yeah,
and that's a bummer. So like Windward Plains and Wilds to me has a lot of potential. Yeah, because so much of it feels usable.
Yes, and
so much of it is like interactable, and I do like that we're seeing the mechanics we're seeing return from Worlds so far. I like what we're seeing. I probably should have written down that I want to talk about the tenderizing mechanic later on.
We're gonna
come back to that.
We're gonna talk about it when we get to the next negative part of the sandwich. When we get to that, I'd say my issues with it may be resolved as I explore it more. It also depends on kind of where you initially come into the map at, in the actual game. You know?
Yes.
Because there's like the nice part that's like less sandy, that's really nice, I like. And there's the other part I just mentioned that I really like. So kind of just that huge, it just feels like you're always in like that super sandy zone in the actual beta.
In like the desert zone?
Yeah, like the most.
See, that's funny that you say that because I have not actually fought the monster there yet.
True.
I followed my second Ray Dow through there.
True, yeah.
And I realized, I was like, oh fuck, we have like the full desert. This is like the desert too. This isn't just like the plains. We have like the desert map here. Yeah. I didn't even know it was there. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And yeah, I realize now that the map has like, it's got like 3 or 4 parts. It's got the plains, it's got the desert, it's got the like highland, like mountain kind of rocky, craggy. I'm going to call it the crags.
Yeah.
And then it's also got like an underground basin kind of area that I have not explored yet. I've only seen it mostly in the map, and I've like almost fallen into a couple areas a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
But it is kind of it's both like bigger and smaller than I expected.
Yeah, it's I think they really took the feedback of people not liking the verticality of like the ancient forest, you know. So they kind of took the ancient forest and kind of made it flat, but it's like just as big. It's just flat now instead of being stacked on top of each other.
I loved the verticality. Ancient forest is a cool map in my mind.
I thought it was cool.
World. I really love the verticality that it has. I think, albeit it is very tedious at times.
I think it works. I think it works because it's the only map like that. You know, it would get real annoying if every map was like that for sure. But I think if they said the one that was like that, it'd be fine. And luckily for World, it's the only one that's like that, so I think it's fine. But I digress. To get back to Wilds, I think it's just not as visually striking as I thought it was going to be. I think it leans a bit hard on like the weather gimmick it has going on, which does spice it up obviously. But I just wasn't as impressed. I think maybe it's because I was adjusting my graphics settings at the very beginning. I spent like the first half hour or like fucking adjusting all that shit.
I was so lucky. I was able to just get in there and go.
Yeah, I was.
The whole thing pretty much runs.
Yeah, I was not. So yeah, so I think that maybe was a part of it. And not to say I don't like it, or whatever. I definitely don't think it's ugly or anything like that. I just expected, but maybe this is different in the actual game. I just expected a bit of a, a bit more of a flair to like the first map this time around. That you got with like Ancient Forest. I feel like that effect just isn't quite here. I feel like this map would fit in better with like the maps from like the PSP games or something. It's just
wow. That is
such
shade.
Well, which is a good and bad thing.
Wow.
I think it reminds you a lot of like it reminds you a lot of like the mountain area from like the Mountain of Freedom, like Freedom Unite. Honestly, it was a lot of that map. But then also like a big ass desert. But you're correct when you say that like you don't do a whole lot of fighting monsters there. You do a lot of like chasing monsters through there, a lot of like moving through that part. We don't really like fight that often there, so it's kind of
talking about the sandy area.
In
Windward Plains.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that that's. I've since I have gotten to fight. I guess I lied. I did fight a. What is Snaky Boy called?
Balahara.
Balahara. Thank you. Bahara. I was gonna call it fucking Almudron.
Yeah,
it's like defensive Almudron. Balahara. I fought him in the sandy area. It was pretty sick. It was a whole herd of them actually.
Yeah. No, I mean they're
the herding mechanics.
Yeah.
kind of fucking sick.
Yeah. So let's get on to the next good.
Let's get back into some positives here.
Yeah.
The herding mechanics are kind of fucking sick, although
It's
I don't
cool.
enjoy fighting the Shaguma with the herding mechanics.
Yeah.
That's not the greatest.
Yeah. It's a proper amount of annoying, I think, for Monster Hunter, because
It's what we come to expect.
you need you need stress in games. That's what makes games fun. Is a little bit of stress. Games can't be too smooth.
Well, that's not strictly true, but
you know what I mean. You want a little tension.
In the traditional video game, absolutely.
Especially in a game like Monster, you want some tension, and the herds give that tension in spades. In spades. You're forced to either deal with fighting like 3 big ass monsters, or bring out the dung pods, or do something. It adds tension, it adds decision making.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good. I definitely like it. It's a proper amount of fucking annoying.
It falls in line with the rest of the mechanics that they've tried to introduce, which I feel like the theme this time is like dynamic. Like I feel like the theme, like if design wise for what the Monster Hunter team is for what the Monster Hunter team is trying to kind of develop, like. Everything about Monster Hunter Wilds, they're trying to make it like dynamic. They're trying to make it more, of a living, breathing world setting. Everything, and I think they're being very successful right now.
Yeah,
like it's the game is fun. The game is just fun.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, there was that moment. Always when everything's clicking. Finally, you're using a new mechanic. I finally got that feel last night. It's like, okay, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I will say, I wish I had finished out Rise sooner. I'm still playing Sunbreak, and I was playing Sunbreak like less than 24 hours before the beta came out, which was a mistake because then the beta came out, and I didn't think I was going to really play the beta, but now here I am, man. Yeah. I'm so thirsty. I'm playing it. I'm talking about it. We're fucking starting a podcast about it. I'm just like losing my mind. I want it, man. I want to play more Monster Hunter. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
It was surprising because I just came off Rise. It's so fucking jarring to play the new game and have some of the stuff feel out of place almost. Yeah. Like especially time to talk. Time to have the talk. I'm a Sword and Shield main. Lately, I've been dabbling with being the old Lance main, but when I got into Wilds and I played Sword and Shield and was just like hitting the dummy felt okay, but hitting the monsters does not.
Yeah,
and I still kind of feel that way about Sword and Shield. Like hitting the monsters is like not. And I hope that like over the next few times of picking the game up, I just realized that I was just being crazy and I was just intoxicated by the throes of being a Rise player. But the Sword and Shield and like a couple other weapons, they feel like they just don't feel very good when you go to hit monsters.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just like the problem with Wilds for a minute there, and then I played some Greatsword, and I was like, nah, Greatsword feels fucking good. Yeah. Like Greatsword, you fucking, you hit somebody with a Greatsword, it feels good. Some monster, excuse me.
Yeah.
Monster hunters don't use their tools on people, say.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, the game feels like brand new, and it's more grounded, more slow, more methodical, and I like all that. In fact, I love all that. So I was really surprised that immediately the weapons didn't feel like they were meatier, stronger, heavier to hit. But I'm hoping that's just because I'm like expecting, like my mind is, like my lizard brain is expecting the super fucking anime Rise Sunbreak sound effects to come through.
No, I think what a lot of people have noticed, what I noticed as well, is a lot of the hit stop has been reduced in the in general in Wilds compared to Horizon, though, especially World. World especially really overdid the hit stop, and Wilds has a lot of it too. But Wilds has a lot. Rise has a lot of it too, but Wilds has toned down a lot of like the hit stop when you hit things, so it does make the weapons feel less weighty for sure. I don't think any of the weapons feel as weighty as they did in the previous 2 games either because of that. However, what it has done is it has made them feel a bit more responsive, I would say, is what it kind of contributed to. I think it's them wanting to speed up the game but not wanting to actually speed it up, you know? But actually like make things faster like Rise. So they're going back to world speed, but they've reduced the hit stop, which lets it feel faster,
Interesting.
But then,
I mean, it feels faster. It does feel faster, but I don't think it feels better.
Yeah, but I think that's what they're trying to achieve is trying to make it feel fast without actually making it faster,
Gotcha.
And so they've reduced the hit stop, which has made it feel less weighty, than they used to, which I think is an interesting trade-off. I think the sound effects help bring the weightiness back, but I think I would not be surprised if we see more hit stop when the game actually comes out, because a lot of people have mentioned things not feeling as good,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Other people have said this besides me?
Oh yeah. A lot of people have said that. I've heard it mentioned a few times.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna get hotter with my take. Yeah, dude, fucking Lance. Yeah. Lance is it doesn't feel right at all, man. Like the sound effects play such a big part to it in my mind, and something that I thought was hilarious and out of place, but kind of charming in Rise is that they carte blanche they use, and I don't know if this is true for all the Monster Hunter games. I should go back and listen, but carte blanche they use the same sound effect for all of the like blunt hitting mechanics. Mm-hmm. So when you go up and donk somebody with your shield in Sword and Shield, it's the same sound as when a hammer fucking hunter goes up and donks the monster with a hammer. Yeah. I remember one time I was on a hunt with a couple of hammer players, and there's 2 hammer players and me just shield bashing with the fucking Rise meta Sword and Shield, and it sounded like fucking like a chain gang railing a spike in a railroad. Yeah. Ting 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 ting. It was so satisfying after a while. I was like, man, I never realized that was the same sound. And yeah, the sound design in Rise is honestly just really good across the board. Sound design in Monster Hunter is always really, really good. Yeah. Some of my favorite things about Monster Hunter are in the nitty gritty. Yeah. The sound design and the environment design and shit like that. So I'm just shocked, man. I'm shocked that Wilds feels like it's lacking in a couple of those areas when everything about the game's presentation, makes you think the opposite.
Seriously, seeing a lot of like trying to really immerse you, so the sound effects feel like less distinct. They feel like a part of like
they do feel less. It does sound less video gamey.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
but I don't like that. Doesn't make. Yeah.
Yeah,
the problem with trying to make video games less video gamey is that you're still playing a video game.
Yeah. So I'm kind of between the two because it is. I do think the sound effects that they use in Wilds are quite good, but yeah, they are less punchy for sure. Like they for sure, like without a doubt. Like they're punches hard.
Still dramatic, but they're not so like
they're over the top. They kind of blend.
They're not so in your face. I noticed that with the sharpness dropping as well.
Well, it seems like all the voice acting, a lot of the direction and trend.
Oh, and then that goes into everything else, like the UI and just how the general theme of trying to. Make everything more versatile.
Palico speaking English,
so
Oh man,
yeah. So is this a good time to get into the negatives again?
Pick up another negative. Yeah.
Fucking Palico speaking English. I'm not down for that. Palicos should speak feline. They should meow.
Yeah. There's a setting for it.
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, you might Palico. I've heard. I saw it on stream. I don't need fucking no.
Yeah, no.
Although God bless being able to change the voices. I've always. Monster Hunter still does this. No other fucking franchise does this anymore. I don't know why. But like being able to just pick between a few different voices for your character.
Oh, yeah.
Like just a few stock voices. They don't have to do crazy, like most games that could offer that don't do what Monster Hunter Wilds is doing with like having a big story and all that crazy stuff. Like it'd be just for your hunter, but now it's really cool. Now you get to customize your hunter's voice, which you've always gotten to do, which I've always loved. But now you also get to see it in cutscene and shit, and you get more options to customize the voice, and it's amazing. Yeah. I flew by character creation by my definition, which is to say, I only spent about an hour and 45 minutes in character creation.
Yeah, I didn't spend super long either.
By the time I got to like voice, I was like, I'm trying to go through this so fast. But you know me, I can't not. Like if they give me a slider, like I got to see what's on both ends of the slider.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so like voice pitch,
when I got to voice and I saw that we have like options now, man, you best believe I'm rocking Darth Vader after his balls have dropped. Dude, my boy's voice sounds. You can't even. It doesn't even sound human. You cannot even. It took me literally. It took me. probably fucking more than 25 minutes of playing the game before I realized certain sound effects I was hearing was my character's voice. I was like, man, what are these sound effects? And I was just like, because I wasn't playing, it was late at night, you know, when the beta dropped. I wasn't like playing, I wasn't able, I was in the living room, I wasn't able to get my headphones to connect via Bluetooth to the PC.
Yeah.
Apparently the Bluetooth card in my wife's boyfriend's PC is not as good as the Wi-Fi card that it's probably a part of. But I digress. Yeah, man, I hear these sound effects. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Like, eventually, I was like, oh fuck, that's my hunter. He's trying to say shit. I was like, oh no, it's bad. It's and the fact that you can, and the fact that you get your option between that and Alvin and the Chipmunks is fucking
peak.
Oh, it's primo. It's peak. It's good. So yeah, I don't mind that the Palico can speak English since you can set it to still speak feline
for now.
Shut up. And it carries through to the cutscenes.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's impressive. Now talk about this is on the negative, the monster language being removed. Shame, Capcom.
Dude,
shame.
Yeah,
shameful.
So that was already done in Rise, right? Or was that
no?
So in Rise, are they speaking Monster Hunter language, or are they just speaking Japanese though?
You can choose between the two.
Oh fuck, maybe I just had my shit set to Japanese.
Yeah, you might just have your shit set to Japanese.
Couldn't tell.
But it's it's a big shame. It's a big shame.
It is a big shame. I love Monster Hunter language.
Yeah, it's just iconic,
And then, well, here's the thing is, wait. So, like, in the past was Monster Hunter language. Was that what they would use in cutscenes all the time, I assume, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, the games didn't have cutscenes until...
World?
Yeah, until World, really. I mean, they did, but not very often.
Okay, because, like, my thing is... Like, World was all in English. Like, the whole thing was... They didn't have, like...
Well, there's Japanese voice acting. And there's also Monster Hunter language voice acting. And
voice, though?
Yeah.
In World?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess I'm just uneducated.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just played on English. I guess that's the default.
Yeah, it's the default. It's the default. Yeah.
Right.
I played World and Rise both on Monster Hunter language.
I think the voice acting is good enough this time around that I can play Wilds in English and not laugh out loud audibly every other cutscene. Yeah, like I tattoo in World.
I changed mine to Japanese. Yeah, it's a Capcom.
I thought about it, but then I was like, the English is pretty good, and when it's not good, it's kind of funny. Yeah. Funny so like I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter. I like B movies.
I know, me too.
So like I'm okay if it's a little hokey, a little fucking. I just want to see some. I just want to see him try. I just want to see in a game that actually tries.
I feel. So it's Monster Hunter language been removed. I'm a little sad about it. But I'm not too sad about it, because I knew it was going to go eventually.
Okay, so what else? What else you got?
Okay, another positive.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for another negative.
Oh no! That was my negative. We could jump.
That's just wow. So this is what we're doing now. We're just going positive, negative. What's your next positive?
Yeah, my next positive I would say is the general. I mean, we're talking about cutscenes and things like that at the moment. So I'll talk about cutscene direction. I don't know who they pulled in this time around. Probably the Devil May Cry guys, I'm guessing. The dudes right across the hallway. Because the cutscene direction is very, very cool. That moment when she throws the great sword, and spins and slow.
Oh, that was fucking sick.
It's cool.
Cool. You're right.
Cutscene direction is very cool.
Is fucking sick.
It's very nice this time around. I can't wait to see the monster cutscene intros.
In general, the whole.
It's
not just cutscene, but scene direction.
Yeah,
because we're fucking blurring the fucking lines between cutscene and gameplay.
Yeah,
because at the end of that scene, they're hoveled in that little fucking hole under the fucking. Or at least they were in my game. I don't know if it's like that for you in every game. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but it's like that's the end of that scene. But you play the middle. You play the fighting part. It's God, it's cool.
Cool. Even the first part where the Admiral guys explain the mission to you. Even that, a lot of good angles. It looked nice. Everything looks. These directions, it's engaging. It's all visually engaging. So that was a big thing. I want to definitely say good job to Capcom for is the cutscenes in World and Rise are. Pretty basic, for the most part. Except for some of the monster reveals in both of those games.
And Rise are actually almost worse than World.
Yeah.
They're just more basic.
Yeah, there's more.
But they're tighter.
The overall direction is just really, really basic in those two. So it's cool to see something a bit more dynamic and interesting.
I mean, they said they were going to fucking try this time and actually pop off with the story.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Which they've been saying, but
that's what they always say. But
I mean, World was a pretty big step up.
I mean, it was. I mean, in terms of presentation, yeah. In terms of the actual story, it's just the same one we always get.
They ramped it up.
Yeah, they ramped it up. Yeah, they definitely ramped it up. But yeah, I've definitely been impressed by just the overall presentation of the cutscenes that surround, just like the angles that they're using. It's nice. It all looks pretty fucking nice, to be honest. So yeah, to end this section, I hope they deliver on a good narrative. But what they have is some good direction, some good cutscene direction.
Agreed. The story in general is cool.
Yeah,
I'm about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. It feels like that the story and the environment tie into each other really, really hard.
Yeah.
And that's very Monster Hunter, and I hope that is the way we're going.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's going to be pretty cool.
Okay, another negative, perhaps?
Pre-order bonuses. Dude! What the
what are the pre-order bonuses? I don't even know yet.
It's mostly cosmetic. The only reason I brought it up was because of the cosmetics. Actually, we should look it up real quick. I don't want to talk about this without knowing.
Yeah, we're doing this. Everything's prepared on this show.
Everything's prepared. Everything. We'll talk to our showrunner.
Okay, so you get the Guild Knight set and the Hope Charm as a limited bonus.
Yeah, what's that charm, dude?
What is that?
We don't know. I don't think.
Get save bonuses for Monster Hunter World and Icy Hot.
The Guild Knight set is pretty spicy.
That's pretty swaggy, actually.
It's swaggy. Some Three Musketeers, some red Three Musketeers action, and that's pretty fucking sick.
What's the deluxe pack is layered armor, powerful layered armor, some gestures, some horns, the eye patch, some chocobo decorations, a couple hairstyles. That hairstyle might be what you're looking for your Sephiroth.
Really?
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's fucked.
It's fucked.
So okay. So
and the ears you were talking about, the wyvern.
The wyvern ears. Yeah.
That's
a classic staple fucking thing in the franchise. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Fucking people have been wanting to play wyverns for as long as people have been known about wyverns for as long as people have been wanting to play elves.
Yeah.
This is what I was gonna say. It is upsetting to think that perhaps in game we will not be able to get these.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't know yet.
No, there's no way that we're getting this shit in game.
You don't think?
No,
because you can get it now by paying for it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel probably as well. But I don't want to be all fucking doomy gloomy about it. I want to be like, I'm probably going to be able to craft this from an event quest. Come on.
Maybe down the line.
Like a year from now.
Yeah, maybe down the line.
I could have my eye patch.
I mean, this is Capcom. These guys.
All right.
They aren't running a charity out here.
Well, I don't expect them to run no charity, but fuck.
Yeah, nah.
The eye patch. The wyvern ears.
Time to pay, bruh. Time to pay, little bro.
Because they ain't got no new content. They know the Three Musketeers get up ain't enough. They know they ain't got no.
That's just the what is this? The limited bonus? What even is that? Please look, the limited bonus is only available in limited quantities, bro. What? It's a digital item.
That's what makes it limited, bro.
It's a digital item, though, bro. What?
Limited. What do you not understand about the word limited? So it makes you the parfait, bro.
Yeah, I guess that's
limited parfait.
Yeah, that's why I'm the parfait. That's crazy. A limited digital item. That's cute. Yeah, no, I mean it's unfortunate, but we've long since lost the war against fucking microtransactions of all things.
I'm not upset because there's not microtransactions. I mean, it's just a fucking deluxe pack. It's just a pre-order bonus. It's just a bonus. It's just an incentive. It's just something outside the game that ain't the game to fucking facilitate you spending more money on the game.
Yeah, I mean, the only pre-order, because the only pre-order bonus is just the Guild Knight set and the Hope Charm. The rest of that stuff is not the pre-order bonus.
It's deluxe edition shit.
Yeah, it's more money though, dog. That's a microtransaction.
It's not a microtransaction. That's just a transaction, man. Fucking goddamn.
That's a macro transaction.
Yeah. It's called a transaction. Just a transaction, brother.
Well, no, because you can buy the deluxe pack separately if you want. I bet. All right.
Well, that's still ain't no microtransaction. That's still like fucking like a DLC, man. It's a DLC.
Yeah, it's a DLC. I mean, yeah. I still consider that a microtransaction. Bro.
Well, ain't nothing micro about it.
Was it like $10? Was it like $30 or something?
Bro, $10 is still not a fucking microtransaction.
I would call it a microtransaction. Unless you bow.
Fuck you. Eat shit. What?
$20 a microtransaction.
$20 fucking $20. First of all, what? $20 for some gestures?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah. It's
and some and an armor set.
Yeah.
And my fucking eye patch. and the wyvern ears.
And the wyvern ears.
Because you get the whole caboodle, right? You go up to the top tier.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad deal. I'm just implying that.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. It's annoying, without a doubt.
It's not. The practice as a whole is annoying, but that's not what I'm here to get on. I'm not here to get on Monster Hunter Wilds about the fucking practice of making DLC to fucking keep feeding your goddamn fucking employees.
Yeah.
I'm here to bitch about the content that they put into the DLC.
Yeah.
That, or not even that. I'm here to bitch about the content they put into the DLC. If some of that content, preferably all of it, is not available, in game by other means that you don't have to preferably pay for.
No, I agree 100%.
Oh man, see, but then you say that, and it's just like, man, why? Like, from a business standpoint, like,
well, yeah,
if you had to fucking pay those employees to develop that fucking product, how do you justify some customers not having to pay for it?
Exactly. Yeah. That's why.
Maybe that's why DLC is so expensive.
Yeah. $20.
Yeah, not the most. It's kind of a shitty practice in a way.
Yeah,
not the best.
That's why it's $20. But no, I feel 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Positive.
I don't want to talk anymore about DLC.
Yeah,
I didn't even really want to talk about it to begin with.
Hey, we're going to a nice juicy. Let's go to a juicy, maybe slightly hot take. Positive for me.
What's that?
I actually like focus mode for the most part.
Me too! Yeah. I was so fucking surprised!
I think it's actually pretty good.
I'll be the first one to say, I will go on the record as saying, I was concerned. I thought focus mode was going to be dog shit. I was worried it was going to be dog shit. I thought focus mode looked like the next evolution in the clutch claw mechanic. And it is! Yeah. Exactly! That's why I was concerned.
Yeah. It's really speaking well put together. I think there's two things that make it work a bit better. One is that it's while it's still kind of clunky, it's not as clunky as getting into the clutch claw and using the grapple hook and
it doesn't obstruct gameplay as much or for as long.
Yeah. It's not
as critical to your hunt.
And that too.
Well, I mean, it is. It's very critical, but it's not like an Iceborne where it's like, well, if you're not clutch clawing, you're just like you're gonna run out of fucking time in a 50-minute hunt. You just won't even touch them.
And I think that problem still kind of exists, but to a significantly lesser extent now. But I think that problem's always going to exist when they do this weird shit that they're doing now. Where they're like, oh, let's have a weakness system on top of our weakness system. I never understood it, but
a wound on top of a wound.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense to me. But I digress. I think the focus mode is a good implementation. What I want to see changed a little bit, though, I don't think you should just be the aim. Like any fucking move you want without some kind of penalty, like damage-wise, or like sharpening-wise, or like something, It's just weird that you can like be about to whiff.
I've just been using it as intended so far. I haven't even been using it to get fucking sick with it.
Yeah, but technically you can aim just like
any move. Yeah, anything. No, I didn't think about that. Right, that's like why greatsword players are fucking creaming in their pants over it, I'm sure.
Yeah, like for charge, like those super amps that are about to whiff, just just move it like quick 180. I watched a Maximilian dude, as you know, and he said like focus mode exists to make it so you whiff less, and that's definitely why it exists for sure. It's less whiffing, because whiffing's not fun, and they want people to have fun. But
man, like whiffing's not fun. I don't know. It can be fun. Like that's part of the skill of the game. That's part of the. But
I think it is slightly skillful. You have to acknowledge that you're about to whiff. get into focus mode and then actually like turn and
It
like,
is.
aim it.
It is.
There's some skill to that. It's not easy as just like hitting a button and you instantly align. So I think
It's less risk and less reward, or like less risk for equal reward, I guess.
But I feel like that's why it works for me, because it's hard enough to re-aim your attack, especially every attack, you know. Especially if you're moving all over the place.
It's a good balance. It's a
good balance.
It's not
because it's clunky, but it's
not too clunky.
It's not too clunky.
It's not clunky like the clutch claw, where it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
not too clunky.
Still actually one of the more fun things you can do on your hunt. I still look forward to doing it.
Yes,
which may change with a couple hundred hours of gameplay.
Maybe,
but it's I don't know. I'm slightly concerned that like that's going to be the focus of every single fucking hunt.
The reason why it really can't be is because you only have a single attack you can do in your focus mode. At least for the weapons I've been playing, which is Charge, Blade, and Hammer. You in focus mode, you hit the fucking right button, and then you do like your focus mode attack. And like that's why I'm not too worried about it taking over the game, because unlike Silkbinds or something, you only have one thing that you can do. They can't base a whole fight around me spamming the one thing.
No, you know? No, but I just mean in general, like I don't know if you fought. I don't know if you've been in a situation where you've been fighting a monster and you haven't been able to generate a wound.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
But it's like
it takes forever.
Yeah, I just feel like the game can get a little grindy, feeling like, you know, I'm literally just trying to generate the game stops being as much about like learning the monster's skill set and learning how the monsters act and interact and how aggressive they are and like learning to play against the monster, and it becomes more about like you're just running up to the monster and trying to grind up to the mechanic, you know, trying to grind up to being able to use the wound mechanic.
Yes, and I do think it's going to feel like that. For sure.
I do too. Basically, I'm not worried for the base game, but like when we get to master rank, you know, when we get to the G rank, what's it gonna fucking?
Unfortunately, they're very obsessed with this like wounding mechanic.
They are
going on.
It's just slightly concerning.
Yeah, and I don't love it. I don't really get it. You know, to be honest, like the game already has like a whole hit zone system. Like each part of the monster has different, you know, hit properties depending on your weapon and element. So you know why you would add another weakness system on top of this already existing system. But whatever. I digress. Yeah, for the most part, I like the focus mode, the whole thing. I think it works well. I think it works surprisingly well. I do think there should be a slight penalty for using non-focus mode attacks in focus mode. You know, like I don't think you should be getting a max damage fucking charge slash in focus mode. You know, yeah, I think like even reducing the damage by like 10%, even
like 7% something.
Yeah, just
something when you activate it, so you're not just unleashing your full fucking glory.
Yeah,
even though you should have whiffed.
Exactly. I think it's a little corny. I think it's just a little corny.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's well implemented. Actually, it's definitely the evolution of the clutch claw.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I think like I want to go soft on it because I was so worried about it, but like I feel like I'm like was I asking for this mechanic though? I'm like, okay, is the game better with this mechanic? I was like, okay, how would I feel if the game didn't have this mechanic?
It'd be better.
Oh, I would actually prefer that. I was like, okay, well,
yeah,
but it just, I guess for me, it interferes with the core gameplay of Monster Hunter just a little too much.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
That's a big. I feel like that's a big hot topic right now. Like, you know, the ever changing identity of the core gameplay of Monster Hunter. You know, being able to sharpen while moving. You know, shit like that. Yeah. That's like, you know, we're fucking around with this core identity, core gameplay shit all the time.
Definitely.
And this is one thing that I think it doesn't fuck up the core gameplay, but it just kind of gets in the way a little bit. I think, to me, the fun part about the hunt is like trying to hunt the monster and like aim for its weak points, like where they would like make sense to be, you know, and it's like armpits and it's like under its neck and shit like that.
And that's what you're doing with the wound system too.
Theoretically, but it gets more video gamey.
Yeah. But I think the issue, what makes it weird is that you have to then activate the wound with a very specific move. And that specific move then goes into another specific sequence, and that's the video gaming part.
Yes,
is that you start doing the rest of your gameplay to do like this mini game thing.
Yeah, the part where you have to engage with the wound mechanic. Yeah.
That's kind of the thing about it though. It's just the part where you have to like kind of activate the wound, you know, afterwards, and they make it not that bad because like the moves are fast and they just happen, you know. So it's less weird like the clutch claw having to like, you know, pull out the clutch claw, grapple hook onto a spot, go into the right spot, do your specific move, or headbang him into a wall or whatever. You know, it feels less weird than that, but still weird because you're stopping to do your normal thing to do this other thing now. And even though it's less intrusive than the last thing, it's still a little intrusive for sure. But I think I don't mind it as much because, at least for the weapon I'm playing, Charge Blade, it adds a bit of complexity to the weapon a bit because that's how you charge the axe form. And there's a whole separate axe mechanics that then come into play after that. So being able to access that in a reasonable time is like important for Charge Blade. So I like it for like that reason, like a very meta reason. But I think just in general, it feels good enough. I haven't used an offset attack yet, quote unquote. So I want to try one of those.
Yeah.
But the power guards are really cool, and they happen.
I haven't gotten to do one yet.
Yeah, because they happen so infrequently that like when they happen, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen like I've done like maybe 30, 40 hunts maybe so far.
In the beta?
Yeah, maybe. Ish.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, I've done like 30 or 40
Jesus.
so far. Like 30,
wow.
Probably 30. Probably close to 30.
Okay, I've done maybe like 15 to 20.
Yeah, I've done like 30. Yeah,
like tops, like closer to a dozen, dude.
Yeah, I've done like 30 probably already, and it's happened like maybe 4 or 5 times. I want to say. I'm playing Charge Blade, so I'm guarding all the fucking time, you know. So I think that's what makes it cool. Is it happens infrequently enough that when it happens, it's cool. And so it's surprising it happens, you know. Let's see how I feel after 1,000 hours, but but for now it's cool. But yeah, so far focus mode, I like it. I think it's good. But what you're saying is right. You know, it'd be better if it just wasn't there in the first place. I agree. But yeah. So I guess why I know.
So yeah, in conclusion, Clutch Claw, decent.
Yeah,
she can stay. She can stay.
Yeah, focus mode.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. In conclusion, Clutch Claw, cool. Cool. Yeah, Clutch Claw version 2, pretty cool. Better than version 1.
Okay. Well, there's only one or two other things I can think of that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
I know one of them is something that you also want to talk about. What else is on your list?
I got quite a few other things.
Wow. All right, keep going.
Yeah. Next thing I'll bring up is I'll bring up an interesting topic. The clunkiness of WARTS compared to Rise is kind of funny, you know. Yeah. Just like, but like the on purpose clunkiness, like the
more grounded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything just
more
feels
realistic.
a bit weightier, a bit
immersive. Yeah, weightier.
But I thought with the fucking secret, the fucking chocobo.
Secret.
Yeah,
that's what I'm calling it.
It's a lot clunkier compared to like the Palabot. You know,
really?
Yeah, you get onto it slower.
Well, you're correct, but it's intentional.
It's intentional.
This is literally your point. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah,
because Secret's one of my favorite things about Wilds.
It's cool. Yeah, it's very fun.
And it is fucking clunky as hell. But have you ever ridden a fucking horse?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's perfect.
It feels less.
It's
like
immersive, but like almost to a fault. But it's not to a fault.
Yeah, but almost to a fault, but not really. But yeah, it's less like a ninja trained dog, like a like the Palama. It's more of like a horse that you.
I like it. I like wild bird lizard horse. It reminds me of that fucking thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi rode in the middle of Episode 3.
Reminds me of Chocobos a lot. So that's a small point I wanted to bring up about a lot of like the overall increase of clunkiness and weightiness of Wild compared to Rise is really nice to see. They weren't going to continue down that route though. That was kind of obvious with Rise.
I mean, I'm glad
it's nice to see. It's nice to see.
We're all glad they didn't.
Yeah, I think
there's a lot of us who are glad to see the return to a more like grounded hunting style.
Yeah, and they always go back and forth. Always. I mean, Generations existed before Worlds came out. That's the game right before Worlds came out was Generations. Generations was fucking crazy. So my other point I really want to focus on is like the healing system now. How I think they finally
fucked with it.
They finally locked it in just right now.
Really?
Or like if you really try to like move while you're healing, it's so slow. But if you stop moving, it's like almost instant. It's so fast if you stop moving. If you like fully stop moving.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that you think the healing mechanic is good now?
Yeah, I think it's better than the last 2 iterations. I think it's better than Rise in the World in that sense. Most gets
It just sorry.
most gets slower when you're moving now, like significantly slower to the point where I think it's
Actually a hindrance.
not a hindrance because being able to move out your healing is always just going to be like burner, you know.
Yeah.
But it's slow to the point where I was definitely like moving and then stopping to like happen faster, you know.
I will say I agree with you there. I don't like how they change the speed of the heals and like when it kicks in.
Yeah. It kicks in like during like the middle.
Sometimes it feels like it'll start and then slow down and then go again at the end. It's like really, it almost feels inconsistent.
Yeah,
which is strange to say because I don't think that it's. I don't know. Maybe
I think that correlates more to like our big negative, which seems like is some UI elements.
Ah, yes, the elephant in the room, the fucking UI.
The fucking UI, yeah. So this one.
You don't like it?
Yeah, I definitely hate it.
Yeah, I fucking hate it.
I
fucking hate it. What were they thinking? What like
they want.
Okay, what did I say earlier? I said so much of what I love about Monster Hunter is in the like finer details.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So much of what makes it good is how the whole game culminates together into this fucking cohesive, beautiful concept.
Yeah.
And and part of what makes it so especially fun and beautiful is like it permeates through everything. Like every line of dialogue, every fucking feather hanging off of some NPC's hip, like every little tiny piece of element of the game always like contributes to the overall story of being a monster hunter and living in the world. Down to the UI. The UI's always got this cool like super like ancient glyph like tribal look it's got going on, and the monsters it's not just aesthetic, it's also functional. The monster icons and stuff that we've had for and item icons, shit like that we've had for the entire series at this point. The only reason you can play the game as is and at such a speed is because, and a lot of the reason you can only a lot of the reason you can play the game at all in like a foreign language, a lot of speedrunners and shit, not just speedrunners, but just people wanting to pick up the game in the past. We're lucky enough now to have the English version, but in the past they didn't have no English version, but they could still play the game because they had the symbols. Yeah. The symbols that came from the old UI design. The good UI design.
Yeah, I think the first mistake that they made this time around, honestly, I think it's just a lot of decisions that they've made in World just doubling down on some of them. UI-wise, where they're trying to make it kind of dynamic and kind of blend. You use dynamic a few times. They're making it kind of blend together, and they kind of try to do that with like the health bar, making it like not like a whole bar, making it like this like a wavy like heartbeat thing.
I don't mind that it shrinks and hides itself. I don't mind the dynamic elements of the UI. Yeah. What I mind is the parts of the UI that look like shit.
Yeah. So I think they try to take that to a level where like now like the health bar is like this like literal heart like beating a heart thing on like the UI. And, like that's
not really. It's like a. I guess
that's what they're going with. Clearly,
I guess that is what they're going for. I guess it's just more like a fucking energy bar, I guess, to me. But yeah, they are going for like I guess that kind of. I forget what the machine is called. But that's like a modern hospital thing, dude. That's not fucking.
Yeah, exactly. That's my issue with this. Some of
these UI elements.
They feel like they're from like a Final Fantasy game, like
they do. They look like they're from a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah,
they look and feel like they're from a Final Fantasy game. That's a perfect way of saying it.
Yeah,
I have this problem with everything about Wilds right now in terms of UI. Yeah. The whole UI from the top down, even like the font.
Yeah,
like
the font. Yeah.
Now, given they have time to change some of this stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, but like, dude, like
for me, it's the sharpness bar. The
sharpness bar is okay,
but it looks very fun. That looks like a Limit Break like bar to me. Like
I know. I prefer the old one.
The clock being like the clock looks very not Monster Hunter-y.
Okay,
it's also weird that it's there, not in the top.
You bring up the clock. So that clock is so fucking poorly designed. I couldn't tell it was there.
Yeah.
You asked me before we started recording. You asked me if I fought a raid out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just got like fucking bundled up in a fit of rage.
Yeah.
It's because I fucking timed out fighting a raid owl.
Yeah.
Because it was like my second time that I'd really gone out and just explored and wanted to just kind of do the dynamic thing, you know?
Yeah.
I like to hunt from the village. I like to do it the traditional, but like I liked being out and getting to do it dynamically too. Yeah. And I was exploring around, and I was in the Highlands area, and I thought it was so cool. And I came out onto this opening, and there was this wicked-looking motherfucker with these big old horns who came looking in, and I saw my first raid owl, and it was so cool. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go whack that with my shield. Yeah. And I went up and I fucking started fighting it, and I initiated it, and I went on this great epic fucking hunt for the raid owl. But unfortunately, I was interrupted a couple times because, you know, I got I got a wife. I got dogs. Yeah. You know, I had to take care of the dogs a couple times because my dogs were acting up a little bit. You know, and I thought, no problem. That's why Monster Hunter is so perfect, right? You can send the monster pack into the next area, you know, take a little break, come back, keep on the hunt, you know. You got 50 minutes.
Yeah, whole 50 minutes, yeah.
I was wrong. For this hunt, for whatever reason, I guess, because I triggered it out in the wild, I don't know. Yeah. But for some reason, I was at a 35-minute time cap. Yeah. And I didn't know that until I was like 35 minutes in, and I had taken multiple breaks to fuck with the dogs, which is why it was taking that long. But it was also just a long hunt. Yeah. And I was so close to the end. I was like, he was limping hard. Yeah, like when he flew away the last time, he could barely get into the air. Like, he barely get airborne. And like, I landed a shield bash, and the camera zoomed out, and I was like, fuck yeah! And I was like looking, I was like searching on the screen, I was like, where does it say slain? Where does it say slain? And then it didn't, and like the bad music started playing. I was like, what the fuck? And then it said fucking timeout. I timed out, and I was like, timed out? And I was like, where the fuck was the clock? I thought we didn't have, I was like skeptical of if we had timed quests in the beta, because I didn't see a clock anywhere at any fucking given time. And I didn't realize that thing over there that I hadn't identified yet was supposedly a clock. Or maybe I just never saw it because it fucking disappears. Yeah. Like every other fucking part of the UI. Yeah. It doesn't want to be seen. Which I don't blame it, because it's fucking hideous.
Yeah, it's also not very nice looking, yeah.
I want to talk about the UI while I'm still on this fucking kick. You said it looks very Final Fantasy. That's like one way of putting it. I think it looks very, like, almost like student work. Like an intern, like an untamed fucking intern. No, seriously, when you... Like, literally...
Talk to me.
Literally! This goes into another game I've been playing. You know, just another point about modern games, man. Fucking... You have these... Like menus. Like, when you press the pause menu, for example, in Wilds. How does that look?
It looks pretty good, I think.
I think it looks like dog shit. It comes up and it's like a transparent... It's like... It's literally just like somebody got the quickest, easiest to grab assets and threw them together as quick as possible. Yeah, it's like there's no border. There's no, like, anything to make it obvious that it is, like there's no stylistic connection to Monster Hunter whatsoever. Yeah, there's no stylistic anything. Yeah. There's no style. It's literally just like a fucking semi-transparent gradient. Yeah. And I was just like, man, I feel like this is in like every game I play now, and I feel like it's just so fucking lazy, and I feel like it's just obvious that they're just like trying to do as little work as possible. And I was like, where do I feel like I've seen this before? And I was like, oh yeah, another game I was really disappointed with recently. Fucking Mario Party Jamboree. Oh, a fucking new Mario Party game. I got that game because I was like, man, if any game could be fucking dope as fuck in this day and age, it would be Mario Party. Yeah. And I was like, fingers crossed, it's not just the barest fucking minimum possible fucking shit they could ship. Yeah. Dude. It is so fucking... It's not the barest minimum possible shit they could ship, but it is like... Where's the soul? Yeah. Where's the pizzazz? Where's the fun? It's like, you start playing and it's just like... Mario Party is so... Like, it's so, like, art-wise, like, aesthetically, it just feels like it's, like, paint by numbers. Yeah. Like, they have this look that they've been going with Mario for a while, and it doesn't look like the original look, and it's just very, like, sterile. Yeah. And it's just not good-looking, in my opinion. And, like, all of the menus in that game are just a transparent gradient. They're just, like no one could even be bothered to, like, click on the paint bucket in Microsoft Paint, and then click on a color, and then, like, fill it in. Like, yeah. Like, it's literally just, like... Transparent gradient, transparent gradient, transparent gradient. Rectangles. Everything's the same shape. Everything has just been put together as fast as fucking possible.
Yeah.
There's no shape to it. There's no like there's nothing dynamic about it.
Yeah.
And I just want to bring that up because I think it's fucking ugly. It's not just like, oh, this is boring or like it doesn't look good. It's like when it clashes with the rest of the game as hard as it does in Monster Hunter, it looks ugly.
No, I feel you. I'm gonna show you a quick video, taking 30 seconds of the meta for the game. I've been playing the JRPG. This is its menu.
Oh, that's like the Persona menu.
Yeah. Looks fucking crazy. Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of shit you would never ever see from Nintendo these days, I feel.
Yeah, or Capcom.
I shouldn't say that. Super Mario Odyssey had the fucking brochure menu. That was sick.
Yeah, that's not true.
But that's what I'm talking about. Monster Hunter Wild should have like a fucking brochure for a menu.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a nice like map for like a map.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
That map is dog shit.
Okay. I mean
that
the
map,
full one.
It's a functional map for the first time ever.
I mean the full detailed map, and not like the quick one you can bring up like the full detailed one. There's like another button you
I'm
can
not sure
hit.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you might not have seen it yet, but that one's pretty nice. But yeah, the other one's like a very
like when you press select and it brings up like the
yeah, not that one. Yeah, I mean that one's functional though. And that one's for gameplay. That one's for gameplay.
There's another more detailed map.
Yeah, you can hit like
how
another.
do you bring it up?
It's like start, I think, from there.
I'll fuck with it.
Yeah, it's like a big. Yeah, it's like a bigger. It's very similar, but
jump back into the beta right after this.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, I mean I'm in agreement that the UI in general in Wilds is I mean
it's fucking doo-doo butter.
Yeah, it's just very functional. You know, it's very functional. It's very.
Man,
but that's the thing is that they're targeting the Western global markets. They're trying to keep it very.
Yeah, they're targeting people with no taste. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, for lack of a better term, it's they're trying to target like the mainstream audience. And it's like, yeah. So yeah, it's very functional. A lot of the menu work is very functional, even in like style. I would expect to see like maybe, I think like for example like the tent menu is kind of stylistic, like Monster Hunter, for example though. So they got right in some of the menus.
The tent menu is
like the usual thing you'd see out of Monster Hunter.
I don't feel the same way. I feel like the tent menu is also ugly and just rectangles.
I mean, but it's
however,
has like that like tan paper thing behind it and shit. It's stylistically okay.
Okay, so I'll tell you what's stylistically okay.
Yeah.
The fucking tent itself.
Yeah.
The tents this time are fucking amazing.
Yeah,
have you seen? We have different tents, individual tents, and like each one has that lighting effect shining through it, where it's backlit, and you can see the texture of what kind of pelt it was.
Yeah,
that's so sick. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's what I fucking come here for, man. That's what I expect out of Monster Hunter. I want to see every little fucking detail, baby. I want to see what kind of fucking monster my loincloth is made of that's under my armor. Like, I want to know. And usually they provide that. And I'm really shocked. I'm just shocked to see that the UI this time around is not. It's not. I think we're usually firing on all cylinders for Monster Hunter. We're firing on like 9 out of 10 cylinders.
To be fair, they've mostly been using the same UI for a long time. This is the first time they've kind of gone a little bit.
I know that, but that's the thing is, like, if it ain't broke, bro,
they should,
don't fix it.
They shouldn't have changed. They shouldn't have changed. I wish there was like a classic option or something, because I'd rather just have, the old style health bars and all that shit back. Because this doesn't look very good overall. Like it just looks. It just doesn't look very good, like in general, and all this is that they've made, like moving the clock to a completely different spot and all that. I just don't really get it.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I just don't really
Why wouldn't it be in the top left? Like, first of all, like it's always been, but second of all, with all of your other fucking resources you're managing.
Yeah, the rest of the
shit.
Like,
it's literally like an instrument cluster, like for any other machine or car.
And now it's slower. I mean, it's smaller now. The clock is it's jam packed in your quest list.
Yeah, just don't even talk to me.
Yeah,
Capcom, if you're listening, anyone, if you're listening, write a strongly worded letter to Capcom.
Yeah, about this UI.
Let them know the UI. It's not okay with your new favorite streamers.
Yeah,
with your new favorite podcasters.
And that's I know you're looking at that. So maybe one more discussion piece.
What you got? Make it quick.
Yeah. I think a nice way to end up be something we have some different opinions on. The weapon switching you mess with that very often, very much yet.
Weapons, Scott. We're gonna have to reconvene when the beta is done.
Yeah, this is like
we're gonna have to do another longer Monster Hunter talk.
Yeah, this is like a first impression.
Weapon switching.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? So
what are my thoughts? I haven't really done. I haven't used it at all, hardly yet. Really, I haven't done like fucking 50 hunts like you. It's. I have no objections.
Yeah.
I have no objections. Like weapon switching, like is cool in concept. I think it's cool in practice. I haven't found much use for it yet because of the way that I hunt, and I'm probably not going to find that much use for it for a while. And when I do, it'll still probably be less than most people. But I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool as shit. Honestly, I think weapon switching is cool as shit. I think being able to bring a ranged and melee weapon with you is. It is cool as shit, and even if it wasn't, it is probably going to be somewhat integral to them being able to move forward with modern monster design. Honestly, that's just how it is. I think.
I would agree with saying it is very cool.
Yeah,
for one, and I think the clunkiness of the secret makes it from being like, too optimal or like too good. Like too good thing to like turn to all the time. It's really for like move from zone to zone type of thing, as well, which I think is good as well. I think the fact that you haven't used it very much makes it better, in fact, because it doesn't feel like it's forced upon you.
It's not forced on you. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's literally just like, hey, by the way, select your second weapon.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If you don't, then it's just like, okay, boss.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just doesn't feel.
And that's what Monster Hunter should be.
I was a bit worried it'd be a bit too forced. So like it'd feel even like the ranged weapon thing. I was worried that you would have to like
you get to
chasing the monsters all over the place. You
don't know that you're not going to get to a point where you're like, damn, I feel like a fucking. I see what they're like.
Yeah, you might
fight several monsters in a row that make you feel like a fucking idiot for not bringing a ranged weapon.
Well, already you can you already feel like that because you spend a lot of time chasing the monster. And if you have the ranged weapon, you could be shooting at them while you're chasing them on your secret, So like it's already like a bit of like but that has nothing to do with the switching. That has to do with being able to shoot your bow guns or your bow while you're on your mount. That's a different issue we can talk about a different day. But just being
another topic for another podcast.
Exactly. But I think weapon switching on its own merits, I think is fun and not too crazy. I didn't feel like it was too fast because of, again, the clunkiness with the secret. So far, my opinion is good on weapon switching. Definitely good. But the other thing that we mentioned is definitely a different topic. Yeah, definitely become a problem. But when we see on Zone, I definitely like it. I'm someone who sometimes struggles to like want to pick up more than one weapon initially. And this kind of gets me into like being like, yeah. Switch axe and hammer, I can like carry them both. I think the matchup is good or bad. I can trade around with it. I like it.
Well, we'll have to shelve that for next week's discussion.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to support us, do that at patreon.com/goodmorninggamers with a Z. That's patreon.com/goodmorninggamers with a Z.
Freedom me that was better.